Another week done of the 100, and we are almost coming to the close of the competition. Let's take a look at what happened in the week gone by and what is in store in that final week on this edition of The Outside View, presented by Fasten Up. It's the Independence Day week in India. The 15th August is almost here. And one player who played with freedom leading up to this week was Shafali Verma, finally coming good, scoring that unbeaten 76. And that takes us to our first segment for this week, the top performers of the week. Shafali Verma with that 76 is one of the performers, and so is Smriti Mandhana, who also got a score in the 70s. Both these Indians coming to the fore, coming to the party in what you can probably call the Indian week, because as I said, it's leading to the Independence Day week. But Ananya, what could be the other contenders? Who are your picks for the performers of the week?
Well, like you said, it does seem like the week of the Indians where they've come good, but it also, maybe not the week, but there was a day of the South Africans as well. Laura Wolford and Lizelle Lee came to the fore in that game between Northern Superchargers and Manchester Originals. Both of them put in great performances. And then, of course, Southern Brave, who kind of entered the final. I think Danny Wyatt for them, Sophia Dunkley as well. Both of them stood up, a couple of half century each from the two of them. So I think it was the week of the batters for me, as much as it pains me to say it. I think the batters really stood up this week. And of course, speaking of Indians, there's Deepti Sharma as well. I think her clutch performance against the Originals again, 2 for 10 with the ball, an unbeaten 30 odd with the bat. It was just a superb knock. And I think it was a great performance under pressure, something that we've come to expect of Deepti, at least in these leagues. And that, of course, leads us nicely into our next segment, the best match of the week. Again, it was that game where Deepti Sharma came to the fore, London Spirit versus Manchester Originals. And it was my top pick for two reasons. One, of course, the chase itself, but the second was Jemima Rodriguez on comms. Just continuing the week of the Indians, I think she was excellent on comms. Wonderful to listen to her, hear her insights, and also for her to say, I think Deepti Sharma is gonna take London Spirit to the win. So top match for me. Do you have any picks, or is that your pick as well?
Yeah, indeed, that was the top match of the week, wasn't it? Because Deepti Sharma, a lot of has been spoken about her, whether she's good with the bat, and so much so that her bowling performances almost fly under the radar. 10 for 2 in that 20-ball spell, that was really good to watch. And the fact that she came good with the bat at number 6, finished the match well for London Spirit. She walked in with 30 odd balls left, 50 odd runs needed, helped London Spirit ace the chase, as I say. So I think that is the best match for multiple reasons. Emma Lamb, we saw her 30 odd run at the start as well, the youngster whom we probably in our last show mentioned that she is one of the absentees in this tournament. So all these components, all these elements make it as one of the best match of the week gone by. Let's now talk about the other side of the coin, as we say, the disappointments of the week. And one of the big ones, again, from an Indian perspective, and even overall from the tournament's perspective, is Harmanpreet Kaur's injury, isn't it? She's missed 3 matches, a quad niggle that's resurfacing again and again, and that has kept her out, and almost that's the end of her in this edition of the 100. It's a sad thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a sad thing, and I think it's really unfortunate because we just saw her towards the end of that England tour. She seemed to have found some, and of course, to kick off the 100, she played a superb knock for the Original. So for that niggle to I think resurface is worrying because it's so close to the Tour of Australia as well. So there are lots of questions that I'm sure Indian fans will have. How long will she take to recover from this? Is it just a precautionary measure? And you hope it is. You hope that they're just wanting to give her a bit of rest ahead of that tour. So a big disappointment there, but hopefully she recovers soon in time for that tour of Australia. But, speaking of disappointments, there is another one. Last week, we spoke about how Rockets and Invincibles were using the Bryce sisters. I think this week it's it's again the Rockets in a similar situation, how they're using Catherine Brunt. I think Catherine Brunt at number 4, she hasn't been convincing, it seems, and there's been a lot of talk about how there's so much more ability in that lineup. You think of Heather Graham, who's batting lower than her, Abby Freeborn showed in that last game that she can, wield the long handle. There's Catherine Bryce again, Sarah Glenn, who's got big hitting powers as well. So, what do you think of that move to bat Catherine Brunt at number 4?
I think it's something that has not worked. Everybody knows, but I don't know what Trent Rockets see different in her. And overall, she's also struck at less than 100, less than run a ball. So that is also a move that you can't kind of justify it quantity with respect to quantity because she hasn't given you the runs, but in terms of impact also that's been a big miss, I think. So yeah, I completely agree with you. Catherine Brunt at number 4 is a disappointment indeed. Right? It's almost the last week now, just 4 days of league stages and then the finals to come. So let's look at the scenarios that we have on store. And on that note, let's take a look at the points table as well, Ananya. Southern Brave completely at ease, and they've kind of locked that final spot for them. 7 matches, 6 wins in those 7 games. But as you mentioned last time, there's a bit of a traffic jam in between with so many 3 teams at 7 points, 2 of them at 6, and all of them with a chance to kind of finish 2 and 3, which is the ultimate thing. So your thoughts on who could kind of make the cut? Because as I said, there's a traffic jam and there's a lot of contenders there.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the traffic jam because last week we saw all those teams on 7 points. They haven't moved from there. So there's something around that number 7 that they seem to like. But again, who do I think will move ahead? Probably, I think Oval Invincibles with 2 games in hand. They have 2 bites at the cherry. So I think they should make their way into that top 3, kind of break away from this, from the traffic jam we're talking about. But I also think London Spirit, they're kind of peaking at the right time. We talk a lot about that in tournament play, that it's not about how you start, it's about how you do at the business end. So London Spirit have a decent chance. But again, it's going to take a lot of their international stepping up. We've seen Deandra Doughton find form, Deepti Sharma as well. So I think a lot of good going for them, but it's going to be against the tide, I think, for them. So maybe Northern Superchargers, Laura Wolva's found form, Jemima Rodriguez. We hope that she's in the runs again. So I'm backing Oval Invincibles and Northern Superchargers to find their way into that top 3 and join Southern Brave up top.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think Invincibles and Superchargers should make the top 3, but I guess that outside chance, or if not those 2, I think London Spirit could be that dark horses, if you ask me. But for those of you watching, who are your picks for that number 2 and number 3 spot in that points table? Do let us know in the comment section, and we'll catch you after the league stages of the 100, because as I said, it's coming to a close, it's coming to an end. So see you after that on this very show, The Outside View, presented by Fastena.